Back in 1983, India's affinity with one-day cricket was nothing like it is today. Just a single victory from 2 World Cup campaigns had failed to ignite the passion of their fervent support. There was an absence of conjecture or real confidence as the team headed to England once more.
We were just a bunch of young boys who just want to have fun. And having fun, we said that, it just turned out to be, every game becoming more serious, and winning was more fun in the evening. And that's what we are looking, how we can enjoy more.
The Indian public could be forgiven for their ambivalence, but an opening victory over the holders changed everything.
First match itself given us a slightly hope. I think throughout we would just want to be in top 4 teams after winning the first match against West Indies. And from there, the performance keep on changing.
Once again, the World Cup was held in England, but there were big changes. For the first time, non-test grounds were used, fielding restrictions were introduced, and umpires were told to clamp down on wides and bouncers.
Whilst we were playing, and without being rude, you expected the West Indies probably to win it again. They were such a charismatic side. They had the fast bowlers, had some wonderful batsmen. Expectations were sort of, if anybody, you'd have to beat the West Indies, and to beat them, you'd have to beat them almost in a one-off match in the sort of semi-finals or even the final.
England, beaten finalists 4 years earlier, began with victory over New Zealand, in a game which saw a World Cup debut for a 20-year-old Martin Crowe.
By 83 we had really felt a real sort of surge of support and focus on the one-day game, probably due to the underarm that happened in 1981 at the MCG. It really sort of galvanised the New Zealand public to support the New Zealand side, and we were playing good one-day cricket.
England in '83 also saw the first significant upset, as Zimbabwe, playing in the competition for the first time and led by Duncan Fletcher, beat Australia.
We were new on the scene. Politically, we've been allowed to play international cricket again. We'd done a lot of work to get there. We didn't know how we were going to perform, obviously moving from the sort of level of cricket we had been playing. And to go out there and in our very first game beat Australia, it was a good achievement, and it made us very proud of what we were there for. And I believe it put Zimbabwe on the map, and everything took off from that one.
So Winston Davis, a newcomer to the West Indies attack.
It would turn out to be a miserable tournament for Australia, who were given a lesson by Winston Davis.
And that's out, caught by Clive Lloyd. A victim for Winston Davis.
And that's it. Davis, another wicket. 7 wickets for Winston Davis.
His 7 for 51, a cup record. But the West Indies weren't the only team playing aggressive cricket.
I didn't have to say to anybody what to do, what not to do, because I was aggressive a cricketer myself. And perhaps that aggression suited for one-day cricket. And in '83, I don't think so we're required to tell anybody.
Kapil Dev was lighting up the tournament with his fearless approach to the game. If India's cricket had been safety first in previous World Cups, here they had a leader who was on the front foot at all times. Back home, they were slowly waking up to the realisation that in Kapil Dev they had a player with the ability to galvanise not just 11 men, but possibly an entire nation. If they needed convincing, then soon would arrive the tournament's defining moment. With India 9 for 4 against Zimbabwe, there followed 175 of the most glorious runs from the captain.
That inning gave the team a reassurance, yes, we have the ability and we can win against any circumstances, or we can bounce back from any place, any situation.
And his influence was felt once again in the semi-final, as an uninspired England were comfortably beaten.
Well, Kapil Dev, as you'd expect, was a very confident, sort of bouncy, loved his cricket, you know, and he bowled and he batted, and he was sort of Prince of Indian cricket at that time, a man who could change a game with both bat and ball.
What a great day for Indian cricket.
At the Oval, a sense of déjà vu. A repeat of the semi-final from 4 years earlier between the West Indies and Pakistan. The surroundings provided a sense of foreboding for Pakistan, who would miss Javed Miandad, unavailable due to illness. But after posting 184 for 8 from their 60 overs, the writing was on the wall.
Must be very close, yes. He's been given by umpire Whitehead. Greenwich is out.
Despite a couple of early breakthroughs, normal service was quickly resumed.
Full toss, and that's gone many a mile. First bounce for 4. Oh, crashing shot by Richards.
Beautiful stroke. Been waiting for that one, dropped a little bit short.
West Indies 1 run to win. Zahir Abbas to Richards. There it is.
An unbeaten 80 from Viv Richards, and the West Indies through to their third consecutive final to face the only side to beat them.
Having lost to India early on, they should have taken heed of that result coming into the final.
A sense of anticlimax hung in the air. The World Cup would surely stay in West Indian hands. They didn't need any encouragement, but they certainly got it from the pitch.
Well, that's safe enough.
There was so much grass on that wicket, I still remember clearly in my mind. And my thought went, you know, what the hell is happening? I mean, this is not a one-day pitch, a one-day wicket. This is something unfair. And we were disgusted, honestly. In the team meeting also we talk about that. I said, yes, I think they will cut the grass. It's not going to be such a bouncy and green wicket for the final. But somehow, perhaps God is on our side than anything else.
The Indian batsmen did what they could.
Got him away again, and that's a beautiful stroke. Picked it up, around about leg stump.
Chris Srikanth top scoring with 38. But when he was trapped by Malcolm Marshall, hopes seemed to fade. It took some useful lower order runs to reach a total of 183.
In the air, middle of the bat, screams away in front of the pavilion, 4 runs.
But against a formidable batting lineup, such a total wasn't even close. Michael Holding wrapping up the innings in style. The West Indies were jubilant, and it seemed with good reason.
Once we bowled India out that cheaply, I think everyone just figured, oh, it's over. We'll get these runs. Irrespective of what happens, somebody will get these runs. As I said, complacency set in. I think no one took it up on themselves to be responsible enough to say, I am going to get these runs.
And I think Michael Holding is right, what he said. I think they thought it was so easy. They just thought it was a matter of going in. And before they knew where they were struggling.
But at 50 for 1, and with Richards at the crease, the West Indies were looking good.
Not so good. Beautifully caught. He's hit that away to within 15 yards of the boundary.
whenever I meet him, sometime, even Richard, he says, why the hell I have hit that shot, You still remember that,
I know what happened, but I don't remember, anything in my mind went through during that period. It's just, he hit the ball and I went for it.
What followed was arguably the greatest upset in World Cup history. With Madan Lal and Mahinda Amarnath using the conditions, the most uncharacteristic collapse saw the West Indies well beaten.
And that's out. Yes, it's all over this time. Lost his nerve in the end, did Michael Holding, tried to swing that straight ball to the leg. It's another wicket for Amarnath, now delighted he looks.
Only thing I remember, Jeff Howarth coming to me. He said, Kapil, retired, this is the best time you can do that. Now we felt 83 World Cup cricket changed the entire sport in our country, and that 83 given a different dimension to Indian cricket.